You have prayed night after night, waiting for doors to open, wondering why your promises seem to always be one step away, out of reach. How many times have you heard that you must just wait on God's timing, while you watch your life pass before your eyes, your bills pile up, your relationships wear down, and your dreams wither on the shelf of hope? I need to tell you a truth that may shake everything you have learned until today. What you have called waiting on my timing is, in reality, the greatest trap the enemy planted in your mind to keep you paralyzed. I am not holding back your blessings on an arbitrary cosmic timeline. Passive waiting was never my design for your life, and it is exactly for this reason right now that I am revealing to you an ancient spiritual principle, a secret that has been hidden in the pages of the book of Joshua, waiting to be activated by those who have the courage to use it. In moments, I will show you the Joshua method, the key that makes the supernatural collide with your physical reality now, regardless of how long you thought you would have to wait. You belong to a generation that fought, that worked hard, that tried to apply the principles of the law of attraction, that took courses, read books, visualized, declared, but somehow ended up hitting the wall of discouragement. You are in the 35, 45, 55 age range, carrying the weight of unfulfilled promises and the exhaustion of trying to keep your faith when the result seems never to arrive. You ask yourself, where did I go wrong? Why doesn't manifestation happen for me? Is my faith not strong enough? The answer is not in the lack of your faith, but in its direction. You have tried to attract things into your life using only your mind, forgetting that the spiritual universe requires concerted action with me. There is an invisible barrier, a wall of Jericho in your financial life, your health, your family, that will not fall just with positive thoughts. But there is a method, a divine strategy of accelerated manifestation that I gave to Joshua and that I am giving to you now. When you understand what happened on that seventh day around that wall, you will never pray the same way again, and your cry of waiting will turn into a shout of possession. Prepare yourself, because what I am going to share with you in the next few minutes will rewrite your spiritual history. You will discover why your passivity has cost you years of your life, and how to activate the faith that moves not only mountains, but empires. But do not think this will be a path without challenges. The Joshua method demands a profound paradigm shift. It demands that you abandon the comfort of waiting and assume the authority I have already given you. Are you ready to stop waiting and start possessing? Stay with me until the end, for what will be revealed about the law of attraction and my word will change the frequency of your life starting today. My son, my daughter, look at your journey. You have reached a stage in life where you expected things to be more stable. Youth has passed, energy is no longer the same, and the struggles you faced left scars on your soul. You sought practical spiritual guidance. You tried to integrate spiritual principles into your daily life. You read about the law of attraction, tried to vibrate high, tried to forgive, tried to renew your mind. But there came a moment when doubt set in. That job you visualized didn't come. The healing you declared took too long. The abundance you tried to attract seemed to slip through your fingers. And in the silence of your room, you wondered if I was really listening. Let me correct that vision now. Time is not a jailer for your blessings. Time is a servant of your faith. When I said, in Galatians chapter 4, verse 4, "But when the fullness of the time was come, God sent forth his Son," I was not speaking of a passive chronological time, but of a time of fullness, a time where all spiritual and physical conditions align through action and obedience. I do not operate on leave it be. Let's see what happens. I operate on arise and do. And that is exactly what I said to Joshua. The people of Israel had wandered in the desert for 40 years. 40 years waiting, murmuring, dying slowly because of a mindset of slavery. They had the promise, but they did not have the possession. The land was already theirs by right of promise, but they would have to step on it to take it. When Joshua took leadership, he was facing the greatest obstacle imaginable. Jericho, the most fortified city of that time. Immense walls, impregnable. Jericho is the exact representation of what has blocked your life. It is that financial barrier that seems insurmountable, like a mountain of credit card debt or an upside-down mortgage. It is that illness, the doctors said, is chronic. It is that destructive pattern in your family that has dragged on for generations. It is your own mind doubting that manifestation can happen for you after so many failed attempts. Joshua did not go to Jericho and say, "Well, folks, let's camp here and wait on God's timing. If he wants to, one day these walls will fall." No. Joshua went to seek the strategy. "And I presented myself to him, not as a God of waiting, but as the Lord of hosts." In Joshua chapter 5 verses 13 and 14, it is written, "And it came to pass, when Joshua was by Jericho, that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him, with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went unto him, and said unto him, Art thou for us, or for our adversaries? And he said, Nay, but as captain of the host of the Lord am I now come. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth, and did worship, and said unto him, What saith my Lord unto his servant?" Notice what is happening here. Joshua recognizes that the battle is not physical, it is spiritual. The law of attraction you have been studying is not a tool independent of me. It is the mechanics of the spiritual realm that I created. Everything in the universe responds to frequencies and words. In Hebrews chapter 11 verse 3 it says, "Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear." You attract what you emanate. The problem is that you have been emitting the frequency of waiting, of anxiety, of lack, and of when is it going to happen. The Joshua method demands that you change that frequency to the frequency of possession. So, what is the Joshua method? It is the activation of manifest faith in 4 non-negotiable steps. The first step is the declared promise. I said to Joshua, in Joshua chapter 6, verses 2 through 5, "And the Lord said unto Joshua, See, I have given into thine hand Jericho, and the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor. And ye shall compass the city, all ye men of war, and go round about the city once. Thus shalt thou do 6 days. And 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets of ram's horns. And the 7th day ye shall compass the city 7 times, and the priests shall blow with the trumpets. And it shall come to pass, that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when ye hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people shall shout with a great shout. And the wall of the city shall fall down flat, and the people shall ascend up every man straight before him." See the contradiction with human logic. I did not tell Joshua to build ladders, or use battering rams, or besiege the city by cutting off water supplies. I gave a strategy of sound and movement. Why? Because in the spiritual realm, physical structure obeys the frequency of divine sound. The trumpet represents my declared word. You have only thought about your promises, but the Joshua method demands that you declare them. Your mouth needs to align with my word. In Mark chapter 11 verse 23, Jesus said, "For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, Be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith." The mountain is not moved by your desire. It is moved by your declaration of authority. Stop saying, "I hope God gives me this one day," and start saying, "I receive now, in the name of Jesus, what has already been promised to me." The second step of the method is the march of persistence. Marching 6 days, once a day, required discipline. There was no visible change in the walls on the first, second, or third day. The wall was still there, imposing. This is where 90% of my children give up, especially those of you who have been trying to apply the law of attraction for years. You make the declarations on the first day, feel a good emotion. But on the third day, when you look at the bank account and it is still in the red, or when you look at the medical report and it hasn't changed, you lose faith. The march of persistence is your emotional resilience. It is maintaining the vibration of faith even when the physical senses scream the opposite. In Romans chapter 4 verses 17 and 18, speaking of Abraham, "As it is written, I have made thee a father of many nations, before him whom he believed, even God, who quickeneth the dead, and calleth those things which be not as though they were, who against hope believed in hope, that he might become the father of many nations, according to that which was spoken, So shall thy seed be." You need to call into existence things that do not exist. as if they already did. That is the essence of manifestation aligned with my spirit. The third step is strategic silence. In Joshua chapter 6 verse 10, Joshua gave an order to the people. And Joshua had commanded the people, saying, Ye shall not shout, nor make any noise with your voice, neither shall any word proceed out of your mouth, until the day I bid you shout. Then shall ye shout. Why the silence? Because the people of Israel were specialists in one thing: murmuring. In the desert at every obstacle, they opened their mouths to complain, to say they were going to die, that it would be better to return to Egypt. Murmuring is the antithesis of manifestation. When you murmur, you create a magnetic field of negativity that nullifies your prayers. You pray asking for prosperity in the morning, and in the afternoon you spend the day talking about the country's economic crisis, how expensive everything is, how wrong the government is, how hard your life is. You are destroying your own march with your words. The Joshua method demands a fast from negative words. You need to make an agreement with your mouth. No doubt, no complaining, no victimization while the wall does not fall. Your spiritual silence is the time when your faith is being worked internally, without the interference of vocalized fear. And the fourth step, the climax of the method, is the shout of possession. On the seventh day, they marched 7 times. 7 is the number of perfection, of divine rest. And at the end of the 7th lap, the trumpet sounded, and Joshua ordered the shout. It was not a shout of desperation. It was a shout of anticipated victory. They shouted before the wall fell. The wall only fell after the shout. The physical manifestation occurred in response to the spiritual release of absolute faith. This is what I expect from you. You need to give the shout of possession before seeing the blessing materialized. Your anticipated gratitude, your joy before the answer, is the sound that makes the foundations of your walls crack. You need to vibrate on the frequency of one who has already received. Think about your life right now. What is the Jericho that rises before you? Are you 40, 50 years old and feel you lost the time to build solid prosperity? Perhaps worrying that your 401k and retirement savings aren't enough? Your Jericho is the feeling that it's too late. You try to manifest a new purpose, a new career, but the barrier of age and the job market seems insurmountable. Or maybe your Jericho is an illness that has undermined your energy and your hope, or a debt that grows with compound interest, looking like an invincible monster. I tell you today, stop camping before your Jericho and crying over its size. Start marching. Declare my word over it. Silence your anxiety and the voices of doubt that come from your family, your colleagues, and your own mind. And give the shout of possession, believing that I am the same God yesterday, today, and forever. Just as Joshua needed clear instructions to compass Jericho and see the supernatural manifestation in his life, you also need a practical guide to compass your own promises and tear down the walls that prevent your prosperity. That is why I inspired the creation of the ebook Atraia, abundância divina. It is not just a reading material. It is a manual of spiritual marches for your daily life. In it, you will find the practical foundations to align your vibration, renew your mind, and activate the faith that attracts the resources of my kingdom into your earthly reality. To access this transforming resource, simply go to the first pinned comment in this video or scan the QR code that is on the screen now. Read it, apply every principle, and allow the abundance that is already in the spiritual realm to manifest tangibly in your hands. I know there is an internal struggle in you. Those who are in the 45 to 64 age range carry a history of disappointments. You saw unfulfilled promises in your churches, saw people who seemed to have faith give up halfway. The emotional barrier of trusting again, of daring to believe that the law of attraction can really work when aligned with my word, is enormous. You may be asking yourself, God, I've tried so many times. What guarantees me that now will be different? The guarantee is not in your capacity, but in the efficiency of my method. What failed before was not my word. It was the interruption of your march. You stopped on the 3rd day. You broke the silence. You did not give the shout of faith because you were waiting for the wall to fall first so you could celebrate then. I do not operate with that inverted logic. I operate with faith that is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Consider the law of attraction from the perspective of my kingdom. Many teach that you are your own God who creates your reality just with your thoughts. That is a half-truth that generates frustration because human beings, limited in their own strength, cannot sustain a vibration of power in the face of life's crises. The true law of attraction is the attraction of my spirit through your spirit aligned with mine. In John chapter 15 verse 5, Jesus said, I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me ye can do nothing. You attract when you are connected to the vine. Your thought attracts when it is fertilized by my word. You are not alone trying to convince the universe to give you something. You are an heir, and the universe responds to the sound of your name because my name is upon you. The Joshua method demands this awareness of inheritance. The land was not given to Joshua as a gift to someone who didn't deserve it. It was given as the fulfillment of a covenant made with Abraham centuries earlier. I had already given the land. Joshua just went to take it. I have already given you healing. I have already given you prosperity. I have already given you the restoration of your marriage and your family. The question is not whether I will give it. The question is, will you take possession? In Ephesians chapter 1 verse 3, it says, Blessed be the God and Father of our Jesus Christ, who hath blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in Christ. Note the verb tense, hath blessed. In the past, it is already done. The spiritual blessing has already been released. Your task is to bring it from the heavenly places to earth through the march of faith. Often, your emotion at 40, 50 years old is anesthetized by the attacks suffered. The resilience you develop to survive crises also became an armor that prevents you from vibrating the joyful expectation necessary for manifestation. You say, I won't get my hopes up again. And with that phrase, you close the door of the spirit. You need to allow the armor to fall. Forgiveness is a fundamental part of the Joshua method. You cannot march carrying the weight of resentment. If you are vibrating in anger against whoever hurt you in the past, you are attracting more reasons to have anger. If you vibrate in gratitude and forgiveness, you attract opportunities for joy. In Mark chapter 11, verses 24 and 25, Jesus links the manifestation of requests to forgiveness. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. And when ye stand praying, forgive, if ye have aught against any, that your Father also, which is in heaven, may forgive you your trespasses. Forgiveness clears the channel of manifestation. The wall of Jericho does not fall if your heart is walled up with grudges. Let's apply this to your daily reality. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, do not start the day on the frequency of waiting. Do not say, let's see what God does today. Say, I take possession today of my promises. The Lord has already given me the victory. I am the head and not the tail. My body is healed by the stripes of Jesus. My family is saved. My finances are full of abundance. And then, march. What is the march in your practical life? It is doing what has to be done, but with a different spiritual awareness. Go to work knowing that the promotion does not come from man, but from me. Go to the medical appointment knowing that I am your great physician, and that the report has already been altered in the spiritual realm. Face your family knowing that the seed of restoration has already been planted. March in obedience. If there is a direction for you to change habits, change. If there is a direction for you to stop spending on what is unnecessary, obey. The spiritual march demands aligned physical action, and maintain silence. When your spouse starts complaining about the financial situation, do not enter the same frequency. Silence in the spirit and declare quietly, my house is prosperous, the Lord is our provider. When the pain in your body appears, do not say, I am worse today. Silence the complaint and declare, the life of Christ is manifested in my body. This fast from complaining is the most difficult part for your generation. You were taught to externalize everything, to talk about problems all the time. But problems grow when you give them attention with words of fear. The wall of Jericho could not withstand the sound of obedience. Your walls will not withstand the sound of your continuous faith. Is there a specific promise you have let die? A vocation you abandoned in your 30s and now, nearing 50, you think the time has passed? In the spiritual realm, Chronological time does not erase my word. In Joel chapter 2, verse 25, I say, "And I will restore to you the years that the locust hath eaten." What seems lost in time can be restored in a miracle of accelerated manifestation. The Joshua method knows no age barrier. Your spirit does not age. Your capacity to believe and attract my supernatural has no expiration date. That is why the renewal of your faith is so crucial at this moment. Those of you interested in the law of attraction and spiritual renewal need to understand that attraction is not magic, it is alliance. When you align your mind with my promises, you become a magnet for my provisions. Your energy changes. You stop radiating lack and start radiating fullness and prosperity. The right people, opportunities, they are attracted by that frequency of fullness. But this does not happen while you are sitting at the door of the tent, waiting for me to do it all alone. I do the superhuman part. Walls do not fall by human hands. But the march is yours. The shout is yours. Obedience is yours. Observe the efficiency of the method. When the walls of Jericho fell, they did not crumble into small pieces that would still be difficult to climb. The Bible says the wall fell flat, opening a leveled path for the people to enter the city directly. When I intervene through your faith, I do not do things halfway. I open doors that not only unlock, but whose very frames are ripped off. I do not limit your victory to the size of your effort. I amplify it to the size of my power. But the starting point is your decision to stop waiting and start marching. I see your heart right now. I see the doubts trying to rise. What if I march and nothing happens? That is the enemy's question, planted to keep you passive. The right question is not what if nothing happens, but what will happen if I don't march? If you do not march, you will guarantee that the wall will remain standing for another 10, 20 years. If you march, you will be in the center of my will. And in the center of my will, manifestation is only a matter of completing the cycle. Joshua did not know exactly at what moment on the seventh day the wall would fall, but he knew it would fall, because I had promised it. I am promising you now. If you activate the Joshua method, the walls that prevent you from living abundance, health, and peace will fall. In Proverbs chapter 4, verses 20 through 22, it is written, "My son, attend to my words, incline thine ear unto my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes. Keep them in the midst of thine heart. For they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. My words are the substance of manifestation. When you keep them, they become life and health in your body and finances." It is no coincidence that your mind has been bombarded by news of crisis and fear. The enemy knows that if he controls your mental frequency, he controls what you attract. But you have the power to change the channel. You have the power to focus on my words. Remember what I said in Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11. "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it." My word, declared by your mouth in faith, does not return void. It is the trumpet that makes the foundations of the problem tremble. Therefore, today is the day for you to assume Joshua's posture. Stop being a victim of circumstances. Stop being a hostage to chronological time. You are a child of the eternal King, and eternal time, the now of faith, is available to you. The manifestation you so eagerly desire is not out there ahead, waiting for the clock to turn. It is here, in the spiritual now, waiting for your decision to take possession. Go to the first pinned comment, download the ebook Atraia, abundância divina, scan the QR code, and use this tool to structure your daily march. The next few days will be decisive. You can expect things to remain the same, or you can compass your Jericho with the unshakable faith of one who has already seen the end of the story. The promised land is before you. The wall has to fall. Arise, take your trumpet, start marching, and give your shout of possession. Your victory begins now.